Why, hello there everybody and good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sacrush and today we're going to be talking about my top 10 video games of all time. My good friend Gaming is Art88 challenged us to share our top 10 video games of all time, so I decided to make a video. I set some rules for myself. I try not to do too many repeats of franchises, so basically the list is going to be one game per franchise, with one exception, which is a special franchise of mine, so it deserved 2 games in the list. So yeah, and I try to do a variety of genres as well. So, but yeah, this for now is my top 10 list. Now, if I keep thinking about this list, there's like, oh, this game should actually be on there, or this game should be on there. So it's tough. I did change it a couple times, but I'm gonna stick with this for now. And if you ask me next year what's my top 10 games, it might be completely different, you know? But for now, let's start with number 10. So number 10 on my list is Star Fox 64. I know it says Lila Wars, that's what it's called in Europe. So Star Fox 64. I remember playing this as a kid over and over and over and over again. The graphics were so impressive back in the day. There's still some really good effects in that game, and it has a really arcadey feel to it, which I like. So yeah, it's basically a shoot 'em up but 3D. That's basically what it is. But yeah, you can lock on. You got missiles, which were super impressive as a kid. Remember the first time shooting that rocket and that big explosion came up and everything blew up. It was so much fun. The boss battles are epic. The voice lines are classic. Everybody is still quoting the voice lines. They're so memorable and good. In a cheesy way, they're cheesy, but they work so well. And everybody still quotes them, me included. Do a barrel roll.
Can't let you do that,
Star Fox. Everything is it's just so many good lines in there, and as a kid, you didn't know how to get to a different path. There was this open map, and like, how do I get to this world? How do I get to that level? It took me years to find out how to get to different certain routes, and it was fun figuring that out. And not like right now, you just look it up. But we didn't do that back in the day. We were just playing the game. We figured out stuff for ourselves, and it's such a high replay value because you can choose your path. You can find stuff out. You can go for a high score, which I also did. I think I got pretty good at the game. I'm still good at the game, I think. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and that's why Star Fox 64 gets number 10 on my list. So number 9 on the list is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What can I say about Xenoblade Chronicles? A lot of things, but I want to keep it short. But anyway, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X was the first one I played on the Wii U. Everybody remember the Wii U? I actually liked that console. It was fun. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X was the first one I played, and I loved it. And then I played 2 on the Switch, and I played 1 Definitive Edition. And then I played 3, of course, and it was hard to pick which one to put on the list. But I chose 3 because it's the most good, the best looking one. It has the most things in it, and it's just everything good from the franchise combined into one game. Especially when you get the DLC Future Redeemed, it finishes the story up nicely. The characters are great, the music is great, the story is great, the combat is fun, there's epic boss battles. The worlds are so big and vast and fun to explore. And basically you only walk around in the worlds, but I don't know how they do it, but it's still fun to explore, even though it's mostly walking around. But in the new one you also get a boat, and I don't want to go too much spoilery, but yeah. But if I do recommend playing one, I don't know, it's hard. You should play all of them, to be honest. But maybe start with Definitive Edition, see if you like that, and then you can finish the whole story. Because 3 does combine stuff from 1 and 2, and it's overall, I think, the best package. Great games. I can't wait to see what Monolith does on more powerful hardware, because they're managing to make something really special on the Switch, and I can't wait to see what they can do on a more powerful system. So number 8 on my list is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. I actually had Mario Odyssey on my list, but I changed it to World because nostalgia got the best of me. But Odyssey is definitely my favorite 3D Mario. But World is definitely my favorite 2D Mario game. I know a lot of people choose 3 over World, but I think World takes a slight edge. In my opinion, it's just an upgrade in a lot of ways. Graphics, obviously, it's on a more powerful hardware. That definitely helps. The controls are so good and so tight, giggity. But yeah, everything about Mario World I just like. It's so much fun. It's a pick up and play. You can have fun right away. It doesn't start too difficult, but it gets difficulty later on. The world, Mario World, get it? It's a lot of fun to explore, finding secrets. There's so many secret exits and endings and shortcuts you can find and take, which is really impressive, especially for Super Nintendo back in the day. The K-Power is a lot of fun. You can fly around, skip the whole level. There's a lot of fun stuff. The boss battles are fun. The castles are fun. The ghost houses, everything. It's just a great game. You ever wanted to try a 2D Mario game? Mario World is definitely one of the better ones. Definitely play it, guys. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, Mario World gets number 8 on my list. So number 7 on my list is Jazz Jackrabbit 2. He's at it again on PC Master Race. This is a very important game to me. But let's start with the first one. I played the first one, the shareware version, a lot. Which is only one episode, like only a couple stages, but I kept playing it over and over again. I really loved that game. It's a lot like Sonic with a gun. I actually prefer Jazz Jackrabbit over Sonic. But yeah, you're a green rabbit. It's a fast platformer. You're a green rabbit with a gun. You're fighting the evil turtle, Devon Shell. It's a lot of fun, but I never had the full version until way later. Finally got the full version. Played every episode. Still love the game years later, right? Then the sequel came out. And I didn't have it for a while. I got it way later. I think it was a birthday present from my parents. Pretty sure. And I played it, I beat it a couple times, and I really liked it, right? Controls are great, you got a new character, Spash, which is also a lot of fun. And it's really cartoonish graphics, it looks really nice. I think if they remaster something like this, it would look really good actually still. But the animations are still really good in Jazz Jackrabbit 2. There was a level editor, and we did fool around with that, but I wasn't that smart. When I was still a kid, I couldn't really make anything good out of it. But I stopped playing it basically. But I really did like the single player stuff, but I stopped playing it. And then in school, like years later in school, people were talking about a video game. They were talking about Jazz Jackrabbit 2. I was like, what? So I came to them. Are you guys talking about Jazz Jackrabbit 2? And they were. And that was already an old game by the time, like a couple years old. It was definitely already an old game. So yeah, we became friends because of Jazz Jackrabbit 2. They were making levels and stuff like that. So I gave it a shot again as well, and I started making levels. There's this website called Jazz 2 Online, which is like a community of people who make levels, tile sets. So basically, I started making levels, started playing multiplayer with people there. So basically, this game is so important to me because of the community. Why this game is so great is the level editor and the community, right? So you can make your own multiplayer levels, you can make your own single player levels, and it's super advanced what you can do with it. So you can do so much stuff with the level editor. It's actually insane. You can draw your own tile sets, you can do so much with it. And I just played a lot of community made levels, which are actually, a lot of them are actually better than the levels that they come with. So why the game is so great is because of the level editor. If there was no level editor, I think the game would have died a lot quicker. But since it has such a good level editor and tile set, you could do so much with it, even more than like Mario Maker, which came out way later. This is way more. You can do way more stuff with this. So yeah, I think the level editor and the community definitely made this game shine. And I just made levels for years and years. That's all I did. Basically, I was just making my own stages and actually got good at making stages. And actually, this game is, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I can make good levels, 2D levels in Mario Maker and stuff like that. It's all because of Jazz Jackrabbit 2. that got me into level designing and stuff like that. So it's a fantastic game. I played it. It was basically all I played for really long. Well, not all, but I played this mostly for like a really long time in my life. So it has to be on the list. And I haven't played it in a while now, but when I get back to it, there's still so many more levels that are being made, and people are still doing new stuff with the game, adding stuff with in the game. It's pretty insane, and there's still a community here. So definitely, it's on GOG. I recommend definitely buying the game and go to GS2 Online and download some episodes, play my levels. I don't know, do something. Also, they updated the game, or there were new versions of the game, the secret files and stuff like that. They added a new character, so yeah, there's a lot there. It's a great game, and it was a big part of my life. So number 6 on my list is Duke Nukem 3D. It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. Excuse me, I have a bad throat. But yeah, Duke Nukem 3D. What a classic, iconic game. What a classic, iconic character as well, right? I think a big part of Duke Nukem is the character as well. But yeah, Duke Nukem 3D, a fantastic game, right? With so many iconic lines and quotes, and so many weapons that are iconic. The shotgun, the Ripper, the freeze gun, the RPG, the shrink gun. It's so much fun. All those weapons are all fun to use, and the controls are fantastic. The enemy design are cool and creepy, and you got the pigs, and the boss battles are fun. And the environments were like really lifelike, right? Like they felt like real life, and I love those. And I even love those spaceships. The spaceship episode was really more spooky in my opinion. But then I also really love the ones on Earth. Overall, I think it's a fantastic classic game. I actually have a funny story how we got the game. We were in the store when I was a little boy, when I was still young. And there was this a game called Expect No Mercy, which was a Mortal Kombat clone, but the box art looked really cool, right? So basically, you get games from the box art most of the time, and that game struck our eye. But it was just a bad Mortal Kombat clone, and my parents were like, "Nope, that's too gory, too bloody. You can't have that." So we asked for Duke Nukem 3D instead, and they gave us that, even though that game has blood, gore, and boobies. But hey, that's besides the point. But anyway, Duke 3D, what a classic. Even if I boot it up nowadays, I actually booted up like a week ago, Duke Nukem 3D on the Switch, and I was just gonna check it out, and I kept playing. It's just so much fun still. So great game, a lot of fun. Duke 3D, definitely recommend it. And also, you know what? I actually kind of like Duke Nukem Forever. I know it's not a fantastic game, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. All right. So number 5 on my list is gonna be Monster Hunter Rise. This is with the Sunbreak DLC expansion, which I always recommend if you get a Monster Hunter game, get the full experience. But yeah, Monster Hunter is now one of my favorite franchises of all time. Monster Hunter World was the first one I played. I know, I was a little late to the party, but wait, actually, I'm lying. I am totally lying. That was not the first one I played. The first one I played was Monster Hunter during Generations. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the 3DS. I gave it a chance, but it was hard to get into on the 3DS. Even though it was a very polished and awesome and cool game. I guess it just started to slow for me. I don't know. I just didn't give it enough of a chance. And then on the Wii U, I played the Wii U version as well. But yeah, I got that one for free with Mario Kart. Basically, Nintendo had like a deal. Buy Mario Kart, you can choose a free game, and Monster Hunter was one on the list. I chose that one, and I played it maybe for 6 hours, and then I stopped playing it. But yeah, then Monster Hunter World came out. I bought that one. It looked so good. Like, oh, I gotta play this. So I bought it. I know it came out on the same day as Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters. Can you believe that? But yeah, So I had to juggle Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan as well. And I had to juggle Monster Hunter World. And I played Monster Hunter World for years to come. And I didn't even have friends. I had it on the Xbox. I didn't even have friends to play with it. But I just played it solo and with strangers, and I had a lot of fun. Then obviously Iceborne came out. That was great. And it was a lot of fun. But why did I choose Monster Hunter Rise over World? Well, the wire bug stuff in Monster Hunter Rise is just a lot of fun. There's more monsters in there, and I played it with my friends, and that definitely helps with Monster Hunter as well. Playing it with your friends definitely enhances the fun factor. I think Monster Hunter Rise is still fun with strangers or solo, but if you have a group of friends who also love the game and the franchise, it makes it even more fun. So Monster Hunter Rise, what a great game. Can't wait for Monster Hunter Wilds that got announced. Hopefully it will have crossplay and stuff like that, because they better have crossplay and stuff like that, or else it's gonna suck. But anyway, the Palamutes they added in Monster Hunter Rise were awesome. There's a lot of cool new monsters as well, and it's a lot more streamlined than all the other ones. You just get in the hunt and have fun, right? Fantastic game. The monsters are great. The weapons are great. Great sword for the win, by the way. That's the only weapon you need. All the other ones suck. Just kidding. But great sword is the best one. Just saying. But yeah, the monsters are classic. It's just so much fun to hunt the monsters and get better at the hunts and find the weak spots of the monsters. Get better armor. Get better gear. Get better swords. It's addictive. It's addictive. So yeah, Monster Hunter is one of my favorite franchises now, and gotta give it to Monster Hunter Rise. So next up on my list, number 4, is Doom, the original Doom 1. This is the collection 1, 2, and 3, but yeah, the original Doom. I actually had Ultimate Doom on the PC, and I played that so much. But yeah, Doom, what an iconic franchise, right? What an iconic and classic game. Everybody still loves Doom to this day. It stood the test of time. You boot it up now, it's just as much fun as it was back in the day. The music, the monsters, everything is so classic. It's so fun to use the weapons still. It's so fun to kill the enemies. It's just so satisfying. And the controls are still great, and it's just, the game is just as good as it is now as it was back in the day, and that's how you know a game was good. There's a lot of games, like in my opinion, like GTA 3 or something like that, right? That was amazing when it came out. If you boot up GTA 3 right now, fucking boring, in my opinion, right? And the controls don't hold up as well. But if you boot up Doom, the first one, it still holds up. People are still making new stages. People are still modding the game like crazy. Yeah, it's just such an iconic and important game of the franchise, of the first-person shooter genre. And I'd rather play the first original Doom than any of the Call of Duties. I do love me some good first-person shooters, but I always go for the more over-the-top ones, the not so realistic ones. I know Call of Duty is not really realistic, but you know what I mean. The first-person shooters I love are like with insane weapons. Insane action, like Doom, Shadow Warrior, Serious Sam, stuff like that I prefer over the other shooters that are just more normal, I guess you could say. But yeah, Doom, it's a classic game. You boot it up now, you're gonna have a great freaking time, and it's just a really important game. Not even for the first-person shooter genre, I think it's a really important game for video games as a whole. It just left such a big mark in the industry, and it still does. And I love all those newer Dooms as well, but just because Doom 1 is so important, that's the one on my list. And I can't wait for the next Doom installment. Hopefully it will be great. So fighting games is one of my favorite genres. And I love fighting games, right? They're just so much fun in my opinion. So number 3, it's a really recent game by the way, is Street Fighter. Look at the glare. Street Fighter 6. So Street Fighter, that's my favorite fighting game franchise. Street Fighter 2, right, on Super Nintendo and stuff like that. Played that so much, such an epic game. We actually had the MS-DOS version, which was actually not that bad, but we played it all with keyboard and mouse. Not mouse, just keyboard. But yeah, Street Fighter 2, what a classic game, right? Fantastic, still a lot of fun, Street Fighter 2. And the most important fighting game ever made is Street Fighter 2. No doubts about it. Mortal Kombat, you can prefer Mortal Kombat all you want. Without Street Fighter, there would be no Mortal Kombat. Without Street Fighter, I don't know if there would be. There would probably still be fighting games, but it would be way different. I can tell you that much. So Street Fighter 2 just basically made the genre. Fantastic game, right? Then I had trouble picking which one to put on my list. It was almost Street Fighter 4. Gonna be Street Fighter 4. Because Street Fighter 4 was such a big game when it came out on 360. I played that way too much, right? I played it so much that I knew every character special move input basically. I knew every super, every special, everything. I just knew it. Picked a character I never used, I still knew every super, every special. I just knew it because I played it so much. Street Fighter 4 and especially like Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4. What a great game, right? And I almost picked that over Street Fighter 6. But overall, I think right now I'm still in the honeymoon of Street Fighter 6. I think I'm still having so much fun with that game. And it looks great, it plays fantastic, and the drive rushes are fun, the drive impacts are satisfying. There's a lot of characters. There's not that much characters yet, but it's a very diverse roster, gameplay wise, and the online is so good, right? And that does definitely the edge over Street Fighter 4, because the online in Street Fighter 4 is like, oh, it's okay, right? It works, but Street Fighter 6 online is like the best online and any fighting game has. Maybe Guilty Gear Strive is up there as well, but Street Fighter 6 has just so much stuff. The World Tour mode is cool. The open world Tour mode, you can create your own character, you can make your own OP character. Because Zangief needs a teleport, right? Well, you can make your Zangief with a teleport in World Tour mode. And fireballs, obviously. But yeah, the online is so much fun in Street Fighter 6. And I can't wait what the future holds of the game. It's still in the beginning phases of Street Fighter, right? And I can't wait what characters they're going to bring, what they're going to add, what they're going to change, what they're going to improve. And it's not a perfect game, right? Is the roster huge? No, it's not the biggest roster ever. But there are going to be more characters obviously coming. Some of the prices of the costumes and the turtle costumes are ridiculous, of course. Luckily, that does not change how fun the game is, right? The game on the service level is just so much freaking fun. And the online is so freaking good that this is going to be a game I'm going to be playing for years. And I can't wait. Alright, we reached our last two games, guys. And did you notice this blue boy over here? This blue man over here? And you haven't seen a single Mega Man game on my list? Well, let's change that. So if you know me, you know, you should know that my favorite franchise is a Rockman. Mega Man. So, number 2 on my list is Mega Man 2. 19 euros. Is it still worth 19 euros? It's probably worth more now. But yeah, Mega Man 2. I just had to put that on the list, man. Which one is my favorite classic Mega Man game? And it has to be 2. I know it's like an answer everybody will give you. Like a lot of people would say Mega Man 2 is the best. So I know it's like a cliche answer, but it is. It's the one I grew up with. I didn't grow up with Mega Man 1. I grew up with Mega Man 2. It's just fan-freaking-tastic, man. It's almost a 10 out of 10. That game is almost flawless, almost perfect. The music is perfect, right? Amazing music. Every song in that game is fantastic. The bosses are iconic. The bosses are fantastic. The weapons you get are great. Metal Blade for the win, by the way. But yeah, you get the weapons, which is epic. You can choose your boss. It was the first game I played where you pick your boss, and that was epic back in the day. Now that's nothing special, but back in the day, that was incredible. You pick your own stage, pick your own path, find out what path is the best, because every boss has their weaknesses and stuff. Finding out the weaknesses of the bosses are fun. Getting the special items to skip parts of the level. The level design is fantastic, the music is fantastic, the controls are fantastic. And you don't even have charge and slide yet, which I love charge and slide, but Mega Man doesn't even need that. If you only have jump and shoot, it's already a fantastic game. And then going through the boss doors, everything about it, I just love Mega Man, man. It's a fantastic franchise, and it's been way too long since the last Mega Man game. When did 11 came out? 5 years ago? 6 years almost? Come on, Capcom. What the hell are you doing? Give me more. Give me more. But yeah, Mega Man 2, it rocks, man.
Bruh.
Alright, and number 1 on my list, it has to be Donkey Kong Country 3. I only have 2 words to say about this game. Kiddy Kong. Alright, I'm joking. It's not my top 10 game. It's not my number 1 game. But I do actually like that game. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. My favorite game of all time is Mega Man X1 for the Super Nintendo. I know this is the collection. I couldn't find my Super Nintendo cartridge. It might be here or it might be at my brother's house, but Mega Man X is my favorite game of all time, guys. My favorite franchise of all time. My favorite game of all time. It was close. It was almost Mega Man X4, but the edge goes to Mega Man X1. In my opinion, that is the perfect game, right? There's only one thing I would change. One thing in that game, and that is give me the dash right away. Other than that, I think it's a perfect game. The music. All of the tracks are fantastic. I still listen to it every day, man. Not every day, but the music is fantastic. The graphics are fantastic. The story is more involved than the classic series. And I'm not here for the story, but the characters are so badass, like, right? You got Zero. Zero is freaking badass. You got X. X is basically a more badass version of Mega Man, right? You got Sigma, which is an epic final boss. You got Vile, which beats your ass in the tutorial stage, but I really like that because you evolve as a character in that game, right? And you don't even level up or something like that. You evolve as a character gameplay wise, but also you do grow stronger because your health bar grows bigger. If you find the items, you get more power ups, and of course the weapons of the bosses. So yeah, you get your ass whooped by Vile in the beginning. And then at the end, you beat Vile and you beat Sigma with X, with the help of Zero, obviously. But it has a arc of here's Mega Man X in the beginning of the game, and he's here at the end of the game. He grew stronger and wiser, and that goes for the whole series. Like at the end, X is up there with Zero, right? But he didn't start that way, and I really like that. Obviously, there's a couple stinkers in the X franchise. Overall, I think if you look at the Mega Man Classic series and you look at the X series, I think the Classic series is definitely more in one line. Quality wise, it goes up and down a little bit, but with X it goes like this and then it goes down a bit. X5 is still fun in my opinion, but then you have X6, X7, which are like not that good, and then 8 is like it's better than 7, but it's still not that great, right? But Mega Man 1 through 4 are definitely, Mega Man X 1 through 4 are still they're all great, and X4 is fantastic as well. But yeah, it added a lot of things gameplay wise as well. You got dashing now, obviously, which is a lot of fun to do. You can really speed run through a stage. You can wall jump, which adds a lot of things as well. Charge shot is back. It's just a more in more action-packed Mega Man game basically, and I love it for it. I love it for that. And yeah, I just love Mega Man now, and I love everything about Mega Man, right? It's not just like, oh, I like Mega Man X1 and I like Mega Man 2. No, I love Battle Network as well, right? And I love the Mega Man Zero games and ZX and stuff. There's all redeeming factors in those games that are like really fun. The Mega Man formula is just so much fun, right? And I think Mega Man, I know it's not like the biggest selling franchise, like, but it is an iconic character that I know a lot of people know him. I also think Mega Man has a big impact on a lot of games that people don't realize, especially if you look at 2D indie platformers. A lot of them have Mega Man influences, so I think Mega Man is my favorite character, favorite franchise, and that's why it had to be, Mega Man X had to be number 1 and Mega Man 2 had to be number 2. But yeah guys, that is my list. Let me know in the comments how much you disagree with it, and show me your list if you have any. What are your favorite games? Let me know guys. But I'm gonna end it here. I wanted to make this a short video, but it's probably longer than I think it will be. Once I edit it all everything together. But thank you so much for watching guys. I'll see you all on the next video. Have a good one and take care. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to watch this and watch that, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.